All right. Welcome back. Good morning, afternoon, good evening. I have another short live stream. Most of my live streams will be sort of short. I'm very busy here lately, and I picked the perfect time, I feel, to be busy and to focus on my book. Very excited about the book. This book is doing a lot for me in the form of anxiety relief and relief of depression. And I cannot explain why. But ever since I started writing this book and spending time on it, I felt so much better. So I feel like I found my calling. And I'm going to want this feeling for the rest of my life. So I'm going to write books. I'm going to create some type of content as long as I live. Shout out to everybody able to join me. I see King Babes and my man We Hate Dogs in the building. Some of you may have seen this story. I see you kittens, Atlas King, Jaguar, Budgie, all out. This story surfaced, I think, a day, maybe not even a day ago. Yeah, a day ago on the 19th, titled, Coroner Warns Over Jealous Dogs After 4-month-old Baby Killed by, and this was a dachshund. Aunt found the infant on the floor beside an overturned Moses basket and bloodied dachshund terrier cross. Now, what is that supposed to look like? Isn't that one of those sausage dogs? One of those wiener mutts? So I guess this is what they look like. Can y'all see this? Should be able to see this. Now, I'm getting a message that my stream is freezing. Y'all let me know if having any difficulties out there. But you should be able to see this. Let's go to images. So this is the killer. And this falls in line with what I've been talking about. I think I first started talking about this 2-3 years ago. That these things violate the reckless endangerment, child endangerment laws. They violate it. Why? Because they are deadly. They're deadly. They can kill an infant. This infant was killed. I believe this took place in Ireland. Most people look at a dog like this, they think harmless. And then it's very easy for them to leave a dog like this alone with an infant. And this mutt killed this baby. Well, the story behind this tragedy is kind of interesting. The coroner, of all people, has urged dog owners to be vigilant to the possibility that like I said, this is very deep, people. Look at the code language throughout this article. They want dog owners to be vigilant to the possibility that their dogs can turn violent out of jealousy. Jealousy. Now, every year, there's a discussion in this country about how to reduce dog bites on children. Every year, they have a special year, or a day. It's either a day or a week or maybe even a month where they focus on dog attacks. And they talk about how to reduce dog attacks on children. Every year when this comes around, the only thing I hear about, the only thing all of us hear about, is how the kids' behavior provoked the attacks. And keep in mind, during this time, when they're giving us a lecture on how horrible kids are and how kids actually provoke attacks. Keep in mind that during this time, they never explain why dogs attack infants, like this case right here. Because in a case like this, they can't point the finger at the infant. They know that they can't blame the infant, so they simply don't even talk about infants. They only talk about children because they feel like they're able to blame all of the attacks on the children. You even had behaviorists bold enough to go public and say that 100% of dog attacks on kids are provoked by something the kid did. And I've argued that that is a lie. It's a lie. And I've referred to the cases themselves. And that's all you can go by. These behaviorists don't have no secret information that we don't have access to. Okay? They know full well these attacks are not provoked. Now, I say all that to point out the fact that jealousy, that's like the height of unprovoked. Here, this coroner is saying that the dogs will get jealous. See, this is a discussion dog lovers don't want to have. Jealousy? Yeah, jealousy. You know, they feel like they're going to be replaced. Like I said, they view your young as competition for food. And they know full well that the baby is a baby, is vulnerable, is harmless. And that's why they're bold enough to attack. If this was a big, massive, scary-looking predator, that dachshund would have stayed far away from it. It's pretty pathetic. And they will also mention that fear is a big reason why dogs attack kids. Fear. But like I said, dogs that are truly fearful, it's easy to tell that they're fearful. One thing they don't do is attack whatever they're afraid of. They tuck tail, try to get away, and be submissive. Now, this dog pulled the baby from the basket. Pulled the baby from the basket. Well, 2023, hopefully, we can do away with a whole bunch of these myths. Death. Now, they are making the assumption that the baby died instantly. They're making that assumption. And they're trying to, of course, find some type of comfort in that idea. The late Mia O'Connell, that was the infant's name. This is the baby's aunt and the baby's father. Okay. Now, do y'all know that before this mauling fatality, that same dog had actually snapped at this infant previously? They said it's clear from the evidence this dog was unhappy with the arrival of the baby. And at first, they said the dog reacted in a manner that should have alerted everybody, including the dog owner, that he should not have been around children, certainly not unattended. And this is hard for a lot of dog lovers because they look at a small dog and they think, oh, harmless, harmless. They look at these dogs and they think that dogs are for kids. A lot of people, they feel like dogs were put on earth for kids. That there's such a match made in heaven. And it's all brainwashing. It's all propaganda that has people thinking like this. And you have no idea how easy it is for dog owners and dog lovers to truly believe that a small dog is harmless, even if there is an infant present. When you talk about fatal dog maulings, for whatever reason, dog lovers don't feel like there's a threat of it when you're dealing with a small dog, no matter what, no matter who the victim may be. You see? So the truth of these things violating the reckless endangerment laws, the child endangerment laws, surfaced. Stood out like a sore thumb in this case, in my opinion. Yeah, small dogs too, especially when you have an infant. Now, that small mutt, maybe it couldn't have put you in the hospital, you as an adult. Yeah, it might not be able to mutilate you and rip your face off. But don't get carried away. You know, you are not an infant. Now, look at this. What is this? Certainly not unattended. As someone who grew up with dogs, has 2 dogs, fully appreciate the benefit of dogs and the companionship they provide. And let me just say, this is blown far out of proportion. The companionship that dogs provide. The companionship dogs provide is no better than an imaginary friend. You would feel that same comfort. Just get a stuffed teddy bear. Talk to it. That's all you gotta do. Talk to it and pretend like it understands, just like you do with your dog. Pretend that it loves you, just like you do with your dog. Dog don't love you. Dog don't understand nothing you say. Dog ownership and companionship in general is a big scam. A cult of people who use their imagination and pretend. Yeah, but the dogs are still animals, this article says, and can be unpredictable. This is particularly the case where the dog's position in the home is displaced by a new arrival. This is very serious because when a baby comes home from the hospital, one of the main things dog lovers want to do as soon as they get home is to offer the infant to their dog. That's one of the first things they want to do. Let's have the dog meet the newborn. And they'll give that dog the opportunity to maul the baby. They will let the dog, as close as it wants to get, sniff, lick babies. They're all over the internet. These people doing this. They have this warped mentality where they think that dogs are supposed to be around kids, supposed to be around babies. This is the height of the Twilight Zone. That's Twilight Zone-ish. Most definitely. He said people need to be vigilant and aware of the dangers of dogs. And they need to educate themselves on how dogs can be aggressive. No, they don't. Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Because like I said, like I've been saying, people need to view small dogs as deadly. They need to view them as a violation of our laws, reckless endangerment laws, child endangerment laws. So yeah, I take that back. Yes, they do. But let's not get dumb. These people know that these large dogs are aggressive. They know that those large dogs are deadly and that they can easily kill an adult and very easily kill a child or an infant. And they still want to bring their newborn home to their dog. Okay? So that means they should be arrested when something like this happens. Mother did not attend the inquest, but said statement she was living with her partner. His mother, her partner, when it happened, Moses Basket, and this is a premature baby. When they returned home, their parents used to leave the baby to sleep in a Moses basket in her own room or in a cot. And this was a rescue mutt from a shelter. So this dog was supposed to have passed a temperament test. This questions the temperament test as well. Now, the temperament test, all they do, they'll give the dog a bowl of food, and then they'll use a fake hand to try to move the food. The problem is, every dog attack doesn't involve that type of scenario. In fact, that's rare that people are attacked because they was trying to reach for a dog's bowl of food. So this mutt passed those tests and then went on to kill an infant. No, we can't let these people off the hook. They claim that these tests are so reliable. When they want to remove bans, pit bull bans, they refer to these tests. They rely on the results of these tests to push their agenda of removing pit bull bans. And I'm saying no. Your tests get proven to be worthless very often. The only problem is that there's nobody pointing it out. And that leaves you free, unscathed. Your reputation is not tarnished. Nobody can point the finger at you. But no, blood is on your hands as well. So this is a rescue mutt. Now, the woman said she never liked the dog. She believed it was very anxious. They claimed that the dog lived outside and would come into the house, but they would shoo the dog. I don't believe that. You got to understand, a lot of these dog lovers, they will lie and say that the dog lived outside just so they could cover for the dog, because then they could say, oh, well, the dog attacked because it wasn't properly loved. You're supposed to bring it into the house and let it lay on your couch, sleep in your bed, stuff like that. That's what these modern dog lovers do. That's what they believe. That's the modern doctrine. And you're not a true dog lover. And in fact, you're an evil person if you don't let a dog live inside of your home as if it's a human being as well. That's how sick and disgusting these people have become. And this type of thing is happening in a bunch of different ways, where people just starting to disregard, facts and reality. I'm not into that. Can't get nothing. There's no benefit in doing something like that. Right? You end up in situations like this. It's just a brain dead way to operate. Stay with them. Question, they were still sitting on. Okay, on the night in question, they were sitting out on the patio. Emily went upstairs to check on Jaden and Mia. Mia's the infant who slept in the Moses basket. Said, I was downstairs and I heard Emily scream my name. I had never heard her scream like that before. I went flying upstairs. Emily was on the landing. She was holding my baby in her arms. I could see blood down the side of Mia's face and on the back of her head on her clothes. I could not fully see the back of Mia's head as Emily was holding a cloth to her head. Emily said it was the dog. I saw the dog somewhere on the landing. I'm not sure where, but the dog's face was covered in blood. It was disgusting. Blood all over. The dog, wait a minute. Emily told the quest. The dog was standing behind her, standing there, as he had already done it. There was blood all over the dog's mouth. The dog just standing there with a bloody mouth and just didn't care. Somebody left a comment. Who was that? Was it War on Dogs? Dogs are trash. Dogs are trash said that, these dogs might attack kids, babies, the elderly, and women because they view them as weak members of the pack. And if that's true, that's yet another reason why they should be banned. a deadly creature comes into people's homes and decides to maul what they perceive as weak members of the pack. This is an instinct for dogs in dog packs. And you trying to make an argument these things are safe family pets? No different from a 2-year-old? Utter madness, man. But anyway, this is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. She said the dog started snapping at the baby the day they brought the baby home from the hospital. And after the dog killed the baby, she was saying to him, I effing told you to get rid of that dog. I told you. The owner of the dog was told to get rid of it, and he never did. Too loyal to the dogs. Now, had he gotten rid of that dog, the people at the shelter would have said, oh, some evil person abandoned this sweet pooch. Several of the dogs that people bring to these shelters, those dogs could have gone on to do something like this, kill somebody's infant. And maybe they got rid of that dog just in the nick of time. But these shelter workers frame each scenario as some evil-hearted, cold-hearted person who didn't want to take care of a dog anymore. Get out of here. Get out of here. See, this is where caring about dogs, this is where to get you. Showing me a goofy ad with a sad looking mutt telling me to adopt or donate. This is where to get you. This is what it does for your home, for your family. It gets your infants, your babies mutilated. You'll find them dead in a pool of blood. This infant was scalped. They said this baby had extensive injuries to her scalp. Assistant state pathologist said the baby suffered extensive lacerations and puncture wounds to the scalp, as well as crushed and fracture injuries to the skull. This small dog was still able to crush this infant's skull. Okay, these things are deadly. They're deadly, and they violate our laws. As simple as that. Okay, I know you dog lovers, you have a fit when you hear me talking about how dogs should be banned. But it's irrefutable. When you look at the laws and you look at cases like this, you look at facts, you look at science, you look at statistics, it's abundantly clear. These things violate our laws. And these are mandatory laws that we can't do away with. So this is a horrible story. Horrible story. And I think people need to look deeper into stories like this, because when people look for answers for situations like this, they're going to run across a bunch of dog behaviorists, and all they're going to be talking about is the behavior of the child and what the child may have done to provoke the attack. In regard to an infant, like in this case, they'll refer to how the infant stares at the dog, makes a loud noise, how the baby will move around and make noises, and the dog will view the baby as prey. But they'll never talk about how the dog is simply a aggressive, bloodthirsty, heartless beast, incapable of love, incapable of having the type of basic decency and love that you would get in. They're incapable. So stop expecting dogs to function like human beings. Just stop doing that. It's real simple. These things are not family. They're not man's best friend. They are man's worst enemy based on facts and statistics. Right? It's time to deal with reality as it is. So I wanted to hop on here and talk about that. I'll go ahead and share a link to this article. I didn't mean to spend this much time talking about it. It was just this one story. Oh, well, okay. My live stream has frozen. Let me refresh it here. Sorry about that. Okay, what's going on in here? What's going on in chat room? What are y'all talking about? Man, I'm having a bunch of problems here. All right, there we go. What is going on with everybody? Right? I just mainly wanted to talk about that story, but look at here. I got all kinds of stories. Twitter followers, dog behaviorists, those of you who talk about kids' behavior. Hey, what can we do to reduce dog attacks on children? What do you behaviorists, you always tell us? Well, teach your kids how to behave. They provoke the dogs. You just don't see them provoking the dogs. Well, look at this. What are these kids doing? You tell me what these kids are doing. They're doing nothing. And those dogs simply jump up and start attacking them. Nobody raised no stray dog to attack. No provocation. Just a straight up, random, unprovoked attack, as always. And I think it's just terrible that these people have to live with so many stray dogs in their neighborhoods. And they really need to fight back against it. A lot of the followers to this channel, a lot of them live in countries like this. Countries where there are a whole lot of strays. So everybody who lives in places like this, they're not accepting. Not all these people are accepting of these things. Yusuf Mambo lives in Turkey. Several, and I think dogs are trash, is in some country where I know they have more strays than here in the United States. We see these videos, we see these photos, and we think, oh, everybody's over there used to dogs, or at least, they have accepted dogs in society. No, we get anti-dog people everywhere in every single country. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We got so much potential to have so much more influence in this country. And I'm loving it. The closet anti-dog people, when they hear us, when they find us, it's like a whole portal opens up in their mind. The joy they feel, it's like, oh my goodness, I never thought that this crowd of people existed. Boy, I love it. I love it. What a relief. Now that was a link to this story right here. What in the world is going on? What's going on? I'm sorry. And what in the world? Following a dog attack, Pender County leaders change animal ordinance, whatever. What did I save this for? Fatal dog attack prompts council to review licensing. Okay. No, we don't want to deal with no license. Call for ban on dangerous dogs. Okay. Where is this at? Ban in the state have been made. Okay, where is this at? This is what I like to see. I like to see this, wherever it is. You know, I'll accept the banning of a specific breed. I'm not going to be against it. No matter what breed it is, I'll take what I can get at this point. Okay, so I don't know where this is. Where in the world is this? I think this is UK. The Guardian, I think that's the UK, right? I'm thinking the UK. The IE, what is that the abbreviation for? I'm sorry. I'm very, I have to know things. Okay, I don't know where this is. Calls for ban. Okay, Wexford? Yep, I think that's the UK. Okay, Germany? Irish. It's Ireland. Yeah, all right. Thank you. This is in Ireland. So, there's a call for a ban on dangerous breeds in Ireland. Ireland, the same country that already has some restrictions. Now they're calling for a ban. Good for you. See, you remember I was critical of Ireland not long ago for not calling for a ban because they responded with some goofy, oh, we just need more education and take some classes. And I was critical, like, no, you need to follow the example laid out by South Africa and Gazabad. Not only do you implement and call for a ban, you have some street justice because you literally have to make sure that the streets that you walk on is safe. These people, these dogs make communities unsafe where it's just not safe to even walk outside. That's the greatest form of robbing a people of their freedom possible, where they're not even comfortable walking outside. I don't think people should create communities like that. I don't think so. I think that's unconstitutional. That's a violation of our natural rights. A boy has been injured after a dog attack. All right, this surfaced just a few hours ago. But I cannot keep up with these things. I saved these stories, I'm telling you, in a matter of about 6-7 minutes. Saved all these stories. Ridiculous. Where would this in Radford? Radford? Where is Radford? We are pushing. Not okay. It's the UK. If I'm not, yeah, definitely UK. Well, it does not stop. Anybody hear about any crazy stories? Please share them with me in the comment section or in the videos. Or if you're on Twitter, Twitter is a real good place to share some information. If you find stuff, keep in mind, Twitter, a lot of things you can watch and read on Twitter that you can't watch and read here on YouTube. A little more freedom. 7 dogs. Okay, so it looks like they euthanized the dogs. I mean, really? 7 dogs taken from owner after pit bull attack, euthanized. Yeah, I'm sorry, it just makes no sense to me. To only euthanize the dogs that were involved in the attack. As if the dog that attacked this boy does not share the same brain as all the other ones. Yes, it does. All the dogs that have ever attacked a child, their brain is no different from the brain inside of your mutt's head right now. And they should be removed from society because of that brain. You understand these things? Because it's a dog, their brain is structured a certain way. Tell me that I cannot look at dogs as a group? You out of your mind? Who do you think you're talking to? Y'all not going to make the everyday person just dumb. There are a lot of lies starting to pop up all over the place right now, where people just think they can just lie and be dishonest. It's not going down. Right? I'll be the first one to say something. Yeah? What is going on? What is today? This is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope y'all plan on a dog-free weekend. Hope you don't have to look at a worthless mutt. You know, I don't even like to see them at this point. I saw some woman come into Kroger's and she had this big, massive dog. It had a service jacket on it. She walked through the front door. She got this huge dog and she's standing there clearly making a spectacle out of herself and out of the fact that she's bringing a dog into a grocery store. We shouldn't have to accept that, man. That ruined my whole day, just seeing that. So I don't even like to lay eyes on these mutts. Let's hope I don't have to this weekend. And if I do, I'm going to just hope that it's right before that. Let me not say that. How y'all doing? What's going on? All right, I see you, Bella. Chief Jamal. Shout out to Chief Jamal. We got channel members in the house. Mr. Payne in the building. Hope y'all doing well. The weekend is getting started for me. I'll be back a lot sooner than later. Got a lot of stuff to get caught up on. And I hope you all will be able to join me over this weekend as I put in work and as we continue with this crusade.